have always applied science to their sport. They caught up with the Japanese very quickly because they applied the science. As I said earlier, the whole Soviet Russian type philosophy and methodology was to adapt the technique to your body type. Obviously, you're going to do Uchimata a lot different than I'm going to do Uchimata. He's got legs all the way up to his armpits. Mine are short and stubby. A lot of times, they won't even waste time on a specific technique if it's not suited to your body. The Japanese, a little more dogmatic. They try to force the body to adapt to the technique, where the Soviets adapt the technique to the body, to a particular body. All right. They go a long way evaluating their whole sports program. I mean, you've heard stories about how they take children away from their parents, and no, that was never true. What they did, they made incentives for the parents, where they'd actually move the parents to wherever the major sports school was, and the parents would get a lot of incentives to do so. All right, but as far as Sambo, judo, like I said, in the most cases there are exceptions, but generally speaking, if you're a judoka, you're a sambist, and if you're a sambist, you're a judoka. At Borat's and Sambo 70, you see all the judo guys and the Sambo guys training together. They exchange techniques. They have a basic classification actually. When you start grappling, they've got freestyle, they've got Greco, they've got judo, and they got Sambo. All right. There's a it's called a united classification of techniques, where they borrow from each individual wrestling style, and they have this system. Whereas, for instance, that freestyle wrestler, when I showed that drop Seyanagi with a reach around the head, I learned that from a freestyler in Russia. So their whole system is based around to adapt the technique to any scenario from there. And they do a lot in physical conditioning and strength too. You don't see them lifting a lot of heavy weights. You see a lot of kettlebells. You see a tremendous amount when we're at camp, when we go to camps. They, all of them have a belt and elastic tubing. And so after morning calisthenics and warm-ups, then we have breakfast. Then you go out and they attach it to a fence, a pole, a tree, and they do a lot of elastic band pulls, not only uchikomis, they do uchikomis with those too, but they do a lot of pulls, a lot of pushes, they do a lot with ropes, they do a tremendous amount of body weight exercises, as well as kettlebells. So now they're getting more, I'm seeing more, I hate to say it, I'm seeing more machines in Russia now. But that's just marketing. Any other questions at this point?
Are they general machines or are they specific exercise machines?
Hammer.
Oh, really?
Yep, I've seen a bunch of hammer strength. Now they do have specific machines. We've seen that one video on YouTube. The French kind of ripped it off from the Russians, where it's a grip machine, and what they got a long piece of gi material, and the machine's pulling it, and what you're trying to do is resist the machine, which is a very functional thing for grip work. There was a rumor that the Russians actually had a robot. Wouldn't walk around, but you would try to, work your throws on it, and it would counter you. Michael Yesses reported that. I never thought. Igor doesn't know anything about it.
He had a drawing of it. He had a schematic.
Yeah.
He showed it in one of his pages.
And it looked like Robbie the robot, to be honest.
I couldn't see how it worked.
Me neither, so it could have just been propaganda. Who knows? But first time I went to Russia, or Soviet Union at the time, I was just a classical judo guy, and boy, did my eyes get opened up. I went out there, and like I said, the first time I was at Central Army Sports Complex, there was this kid wearing a white belt, and I just said, well, I'm not going to dust him. So we went to grips, and in 10 seconds I was looking at the lights. And my friend comes over and he says, Greg, belt color means nothing. Belt keeps kimono together. And then he told me that guy was a current European champion. So, but when I first got over there, I'd go up, we bow, and, I'd go for grips. All right? Here's what the Russian did. I'm getting mugged. And I'm going, I had no idea. So that's my style, that's Steve's style, that's Derek's style. Steve and I have, our coaching philosophy is so close together. We've known each other 30 years.
At least.
So, but anyway, that's it, unless you have any more specific questions.